Hello there, it's Sue from Imagination Crafts, and for this demonstration I'm going to be using my beautiful Daisy Oval stencil, and this is a particular favourite of mine because there are lots of things that I can do with this stencil. So what I've done first of all, I've actually prepared it, and with my stencil I have stuck it with a little bit of tape onto a piece of card, and I've actually put it through a die cut and embossing machine. So if I hold that up, can you see how I've embossed? So all I've done is pop the stencil onto the card, use the layer up of the machine, but I have used the Imagination Craft extra thick stencil mat. This is a brilliant bit of kit. If you've got plastic stencils and you want to do something extra with them and you like embossing, then I would invest in one of these. They're absolutely superb. You can also use these as an ink mat. There's all sorts of techniques which we will bring to you in the future, showing you how to use this mat. So I'm going to pop that to one side, and because I've embossed my stencil, I'm just going to pop it down on my mat. And I'm going to use my Imagination Starlight, and I'm going to be using the silver. Lisa was using this in another demo and she was showing you how you can actually blend with your starlights. So I just want a tiny bit on the mat, and I'm using a sponge blending tool here. So I don't want much, I only want a little, and I'm just going to work it into the sponge, and then all I'm going to do is literally go over my stencil, and I'm just swirling the colour. Now this is like a first coat, and ideally you would just let this dry for a couple of minutes. I'm going to be going over it again because we need to get through the demo, but at home just wait, sit for a couple of minutes, because starlights dry very quickly and you want that first coat to dry slightly. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back over the stencil and I'm going to pounce my starlights this time. So I've swirled over with my first coat, and now my second coat is a pouncing. Now I'm doing this because starlights, you get so much starlight into the sponge. What it does is it sucks up the starlight. So I'm using that, and by pouncing it, more of the starlight paint comes out of the sponge. And this is going to give me that really nice second layer that I'm going to do here. I want to add a little bit more. I go into my starlights and just pounce over. Now this is a technique you're going to do twice. I'm only going to show you once, obviously, but I would like you, if you're going to do this, do it twice at home, because you'll see why in a second. We need 2 finished versions of this stencil with starlight. Okay, so I think let's have a look and see what we've got. Just going to pop them down. So I hope you can see how beautiful that looks. So I'm going to hold it up to the camera, and I hope you can see how delicate and pretty and gorgeous that looks. So what I've done with this, I've done it twice, and I've actually cut out the oval again. So I've die cut an oval, and by that I mean I've done this to it. And it's really, I hope you can see how, look at that shimmer of those starlights. Isn't that lovely? It's very delicate. It's quite hard to see on camera, but this is a gorgeous, soft, subtle card. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lay the oval onto the card. So I'll show you the finished card in a moment. I'm just going to do one more step for this card. So let's just put that to one side so you can still see it here. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how you can use your spritzers as a paint and how you can edge things. So I'm just going to pop a little bit on my mat. this is all I need. The colours are so powerful, they're so strong, they're amazing. Now, the brush will suck up the spritzer and will suck up the ink. And I'm using some paper flowers here. You could use paper flowers, you could use die cut flowers. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. And all I'm doing is I'm just tipping the edges of the flower with my brush, with my lovely fuchsia mixed media ink on it. So, and what happens is, using paper flowers, it sucks up the mixed media ink and it deepens the colour on the edge of the petal here. So you can see what I'm doing and you can see the effect that it has. So I'll just show you, I hope if I lift that, can you see there, I've tipped the edges of my flowers with the ink and you can see the colour there. So these are going to be my embellishments for my card. And again, I just want to paint this pink because this is going to go into the centre of my card. So just, again, painting with spritzers. This isn't something that you often see people do. You think, oh, I've got a spritz with a spritzer, but you can use these spritzers in lots of different ways. So let's have a look at the finished card. So I hope here you can see that we've got that gorgeous starlight, beautiful daisy oval, and I've cut the oval again. I die cut the oval, and I've actually used a little white lace butterfly, and I've covered it with my beautiful fuchsia ink, and again I've just done my flowers. So a simple card that would be lovely for a wedding, an anniversary, or a lovely spring or summer birthday.